Hey, welcome back. Part two.
Part two, yes.
Bob, Eddie, Julio.
Of this week.
Of this week.
Of this week, right.
24. It's been a lot of weeks.
We've done that many shows?
24 weeks.
Holy crap.
Before we move on to the next subject, just to wrap up the Yasiel Puig. So, what team claimed him?
Oh, I don't know yet. We'll find out tomorrow. But I'm thinking the Rays.
The Rays.
I'm thinking the Rays. They're close enough, but they're in the bottom. You know, it would make sense for me if they would. That nobody would say maybe less than that, but I don't know. I can't
Are the Rays
imagine.
ready to eat a big contract?
Well, they need to do something to jump over. I mean, you know, they thought they could make it, but I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I wouldn't bet money on it.
As far as what all these teams, obviously it's pretty fashionable to be claiming Yasiel Puig on waivers.
Why wouldn't you?
It's also pretty fashionable to sit there and send a scout or two out to Southern Cal to see Tim Tebow try out.
How can you not? I know everybody in the national stuff was all about how this is a waste and taking a spot. If you're a team and you got fans, how can you not send the team out to look at Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow's got fans everywhere across the country.
Okay, but see, I think he's not. The odds of him playing in the major leagues are very, very slim. So what does your fan base?
But if you don't, all right, let's just say you don't.
Okay.
Let's paint this scenario. I am the general manager for the Atlanta Braves, and I don't send somebody to take a look at Tim Tebow.
The White Sox and the A's. Those are the only two teams that didn't send it.
They didn't. But let's say I didn't. I'm the Braves and I didn't.
Right.
Okay? And the Marlins send somebody to look at him and they sign him. And we miss. And this guy, in 2 years, is playing outfield for you. Or if you're an American League team, he's a DH. And all of a sudden now he finds it and he can start raking the ball. And now the team that you are contending against has a weapon that you didn't even go take a look at. It doesn't hurt to go take a look.
Can I ask you a question?
You can. You always will.
Okay. And I'm not bashing. I think he has every right to go out there. Hey, go out there, pursue your dream and everything like that. Okay. What numbers did you get on the lottery this week? Did you go buy your lottery tickets?
No, I don't buy lottery tickets.
Why? Imagine if I luckily hit those right numbers and I have $1 million on Friday and you don't.
Because I have a moral thing against betting, so that's why I wouldn't go play the lottery.
But the whole thing with that argument, is that's a completely random thing. Tebow he's an athlete. He has some type of ability. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. I'm not saying he's going to be an everyday player. But you have to take a look at it.
I'm not saying he's going to make the big leagues. I don't think he will.
If you're a Southern team, you got to go look at him because just if he's in the South, he's going to draw fans to your Double A or a High A team.
What difference? I'll tell you, drawing fans to your Double A. Michael Jordan did well for the Birmingham team, but the Whites, but only because.
Okay, it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing. I think this is If I were in the front office, I would see this more as a PR move,
completely, not
as a baseball move. And so, from a PR standpoint, I'd want to have my guy there take a look at him, and if he's good, he's good. If he's not, he's not. I mean, you know, people are saying, "Well, he's not a major league player." Well, no crap, Sherlock, and not most guys aren't. But you know, that didn't stop a scout from coming and look at me when I was at a tryout camp. I mean, I wasn't a major league baseball. I wasn't near a baseball player. I didn't get signed.
You're right, but if that scout didn't go see you, he didn't find out anything about you. I sat there. I didn't send it personally. I didn't go personally, but I'll tell you exactly how he did and everything like that.
Right, because it was a big media hype thing. Yeah.
So why should I spend money, take a day out of two or three people to go see a lottery ticket?
What else is your
scout? Go buy a lottery ticket?
What else is your scout going to be doing on that day?
I have no idea. I'm sure.
Right. What else is your scout going to be doing on that day? On this day. On the end of August.
Well, in that case,
end of August, what's he doing?
Why keep paying him then?
What's he doing the end of August?
He's advanced scouting. He's looking at the team I'm playing next week or whatever it may be.
You got all those scouts covered.
He's running tryout camps.
You got you got some guy.
I'd rather have a tryout camp in Gainesville and let the three of us go out there and show them what we can do.
No, I would have loved. Truthfully, when I had my tryout when I was in high school, I would have loved to have been able to hit some dude throwing BP to me off the short mound and let me take my hacks, as opposed to facing live pitching from a guy who was a senior in college when I was a freshman in high school. I would have looked better at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think.
If you were pitching in the big leagues 2 years ago, you can still bring it. You can still get people out.
Right, but he
especially
was,
try.
But that was
people
part
wanna
of
try
it.
out.
The other part, when he was hitting all the home runs that you saw in the videos, those are BP.
That was BP.
That was
Right.
BP. I mean, that was just BP fastball, throwing right down the middle.
Right.
No big deal. All right. If you've been working out, if you give me enough swings and I could go, I can
Sure.
still hit line
You better
drives.
look good in it.
I don't think I could hit 450-foot home runs or 400-foot home runs like he did. I'm not that strong anymore. But I can still hit line drives at 54. I can still hit line drives off of BP. But I think you still need to go see him. It's a big circus, whatever it was. But if you don't go, you run the risk of your fan base saying, why didn't you? And if you do, all you've lost is one day and some money from a scout. And you probably also have a guy in Southern California.
I wish
anyway.
him all. I wish him all the luck, but it's a long shot.
Well, I don't think he's going to make
It's-
it.
you know,
I
and
watched those swings and those throws, and I'm sorry, Tim.
very stiff.
Yeah, I don't think you got it. I don't think he's got it. But again, if I'm a guy who's an owner of a single A team in Bismarck, North Dakota, I wouldn't mind having Tim for a season.
Well, you're not buying your players. You have a contract with a major league
I
team,
know.
and the other part is
But guys-
it'll take. I'm watching the
But got
Marlins last night.
eighth round guy in the outfield. All right, what are the odds of the guy you sign in the last round you pick is going to make it inning?
If he's 19, 20, 21 years old, a lot
No,
higher.
zero. I mean, maybe 1.100,
Sure,
0.1%.
They are. But and then the
At
other
least you
thing
got
we were
this
talking
guy,
about.
this guy who knows how to be a professional athlete, who may have a better shot.
There were a
than
couple
some
things-
19-year-old
And what does
who
he bring
can't
to your
keep-
clubhouse?
who
What
can't
does he
keep
bring
from
to your
getting
team?
drunk?
What does he bring? You know, the one thing they keep, and we've talked about this before with different things. What does Tebow bring to your team to help the younger players? I
No,
he's
nothing
not-
on baseball. I don't
Well,
think.
but I don't know about that. The osmosis creates something, and you know, and I think
I heard.
by being there.
I heard someone yesterday, and I thought it was really good. Is as a football player, Tebow's biggest strength is leadership
Right.
and hard work.
And rah rah.
Okay.
I mean, nobody's
When-
going to outwork him.
What?
Nobody's going to outwork Tim Tebow.
Okay.
No.
But and as a quarterback, you know, the leadership and everything like that. When the bases are loaded and there's 2 outs and you're down 0-2 in the count, no amount of leadership is going to help you in that situation.
But not. I'm not saying just that situation. I'm saying overall, by having that positive influence on your team, who's the one player that he changes their thinking, and going from. But you say that, but that's the whole point. That's why I think he's worth a chance on bringing him in. And the other thing is this, what we talked about. You got the 4-letter network and all these other people out there who take every opportunity to rip on this guy. I'm saying this right now to the people watching this, if anybody does. I'm saying this: if you got a dream, you need to go do it. Because this is the lesson of it all.
The point is, what it does, and I agree. Hey, there's the probability, but and you're going to get probably a lot of people get ticked off pairing these pairing these two guys together. But if you have Tim Tebow, if you have Michael Sam, they better be stars and they better be starting. Because if they're just going to be a guy who's there to say one nice thing to a guy and get him going or something like that, the media circus and everything it involves and all the stuff
Right.
that comes
Okay.
with it,
All right,
it's not worth it a lot of
I
times.
remember-
I'm sitting here working to try to make it to the big leagues, and I'm being scrutinized every swing. The media's there. My batting practices are delayed. Everything that comes with it. Is it worth it?
I don't know.
Is it worth it?
Okay, first of all, I don't know that has to happen. Because when Jordan was playing for the Barons, all right, the first week or two, it was a media circus for sure. But there's not many media hacks that's going to get on a bus and ride the circuit in Double-A baseball. And I don't care who it was traveling. The media wasn't going from place to place to place following Michael Jordan every day. They would show up at the game from the opposing town, and they would have that media people, that media market were there. But there wasn't a whole group of people riding around in a bus trail behind the team bus.
I'll tell you.
I don't
what.
think
The,
there
the
would be-
closest I can relate to this.
There wouldn't be that
and I
many
saw
people with Tim Tebow.
And I saw it, and I lived it. Okay, and it was you know, and you're gonna laugh at this one, but it was Chan-Ho Park, San Antonio, 1994. And here's a kid, 20 years old. The Dodgers signed him. He started in the big leagues. He had one big league start, and he got sent down to Double-A.
Right, but you're not going to do that.
We didn't have.
That's not the same.
We didn't have a beat guy. He'd cover the team when they were there, but when you're on the road, whoever that, it's like the Gator volleyball team.
Right.
Hey, if they're playing Alabama, the Tuscaloosa writer sends the story here. They don't send a writer.
Right, but that's
you know
different.
what? There were 3 people from Seoul that followed him around,
Sure.
reported who he.
That's from Seoul, Korea. That was the first Korean player to make it in the big league, and he started in the big leagues and went down. I think if Tim started with whatever team, let's say, I don't know, let's say the White Sox did pick him up, even though they didn't come get him, so we can say that because they weren't there. And now if they take him to Chicago in September, and they send him into a game in Chicago and then send him down, maybe, because then you're saying the expectation this guy's a big leaguer. But I don't think anybody who's a baseball fan, and anybody who's a Tim Tebow fan, should look at what he did yesterday and go, that guy deserves to be in the major leagues. No, he doesn't.
No.
At most, he deserves to be in Double-A, and that's a stretch.
But you want to know what
Send him
happened?
to winter ball and see what happens.
They'll send him to winter ball. He will never. And I was watching the Marlins, and there's you don't realize it's going to be 5 or 6 years, even if he does have the talent, because you start off in low A, and
Not
he
necessarily.
will never play in low A or possibly even A ball, because low A is your 16-year-old Dominicans.
Right, that's right. You got to get
your
there.
high school draftees that are 18. You're not going to take a 29-year-old and have him play against 17 and 18.
No, I mean, if you do, it's a short stop. You know, he's just going through there just to say, okay, get a few at bats against real live pitchers,
Yeah.
and
And if anything, he'll start in high A or Double A.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't pull his weight,
but the
send
whole
him
point
down,
is
cut him.
Right. But you only have so many roster spots.
oh, you've got plenty of roster spots. You know, you and I both know that one roster spot is not going to make the difference in winning or losing the World Series next year or 5 years down the road from any team.
Yep. I agree with that.
Because most of the people that are going to be on your major league team 5 years from now aren't in your own farm system today. So, you know, I take one spot. I mean, it's one spot. PR move, it's a great PR move for me.
It's going to be fun to watch and talk about and everything like that. 2 minutes left. September 1 is about 12 hours away.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Who's
Cubs.
going to win it?
Cubs. I still say the Cubs.
Yeah, I may have to capitulate with my Giants, but, you know, it is still the even year, so I'm still holding out hope.
There's still
hope. They're still in it. They still had a shot, so I'm still going to go with the Giants, even though they're.
And Kershaw, the Dodgers, Kershaw might be coming back. So, I mean, you got up to LA, but I think it's the Cubs. It's the Cubs. I hate saying it because usually if I say something like that, it's the kiss of death.
And you guys,
so I'm with the Cubs.
and I know we don't like the American.
And I'm not a
team.
Cubs fan. I'm not a Cubs fan.
No American League teams got
Can
a
the
shot?
if the Red Sox if the Red Sox could pitch,
Yeah.
Yes.
they're
yes.
hitting. I mean, absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
Does Ortiz go through? This is something for. Does Ortiz go through with his retirement?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I think this is it. I think he said it more than once. I think
I would.
It'd be hard for him not to want to come back after what he's done this year, but I think he's done. He
Only
goes out on a high
only
note.
guy in Major League Baseball to have 30 and
30
100
runs.
for the last 3 consecutive years. Only guy.
You know, the question is that really what he's planning on doing, or is that a way to sort of say, pay me some more money? You know, somebody's offered me $10 million for next year.
So let's talk to those. So you think there's a chance?
I think there's a chance. I always think there's a chance. I think, you know, physically he can do it, especially with, you know, not having to play in the field. You know,
The Red Sox go to the World Series.
and don't win
Red
it.
Sox and Cubs.
It'd be fun to watch.
Oh, that would be a great series.
Is
I'd
that-
watch
is
every
that-
game. I'd
What?
watch every game. I'd watch every minute. I don't care what time you put it on. Put it on 2
Anytime
a.m.
during our childhood lifetimes.
No, never.
Would you have ever have thought?
Never.
The Red Sox
never,
and Cubs.
Never. 100 years have gone by since either one. No. I mean, no.
That's
No.
the person I feel bad for is the person who was born in 1908. Their whole life they never saw the Cubs go to the World Series.
And just recently passed away. You
Yeah.
know, like, oh, that guy died. My grandfather died before he got to see it, kind
Uncle
of thing.
Frank.
But that would be interesting if they win. If they do, I don't know. And I actually was thinking about that. Does Big Papi retire?
He retires.
Okay, we'll see. We'll go back and look and see on who made the predictions as we come down the stretch, as we close it out. But until then, get a chance to go out and play some baseball.
Play some ball.
Watch some baseball. Some good games, good series coming up. Hey, football this weekend, I know. I'll be watching some of that too. Some good games. So have a great weekend of sports, everybody.
Take care.
See ya.